A well-structured TV show is not addictive because the format makes you feel really comfortable. That repeatable format keeps you coming back to something that you know. What is the addictive part, the addictive quality, are the characters that you've developed an emotional bond with. When we in TV design a show, we always know that on top of the format sits the cast, and that cast, out of that cast, there are one or two characters in every season that will become the anchor of the show, or what we call the anchor character. The anchor character is someone that represents a relatively normal and rational worldview. They're not ego-driven. They're not so self-absorbed. They're unrelatable. They don't have radical worldviews that make them out of touch or tone deaf. They're someone who brings rationality into the crazy world of all these personalities that you find in the fishbowl of this show. This anchor character relates equally across scripted and unscripted TV, but in unscripted TV, the anchor character is infinitely more important because the whole reason why the audience hangs on through 24 or 30 episodes across a season, like maths, is because they want to see that anchor character get through to the end and really resolve their problems. If you think back to the previous seasons of all the shows that you love and watch, it's really easy to go back and think about that one anchor character that comes to the top of your mind for that season. I was on season 10 of Maths, but if you think about season 11 and season 12, they're the real standouts for the anchor characters. Season 11, the anchor character would be Lauren. And then season 12 would be a tie between Ree and Jamie. What is important to think about is that in the show Bibles for all of these dating shows, even Love is Blind, the consensus is that for reality or unscripted TV especially, we can have an anchor character who does represent a rational worldview that people can develop a close emotional bond because that person is a relatable person. But that doesn't mean that that person can't make mistakes, can't go off character, can't go off the rails, can't have moments of being tone deaf or rude or selfish or any of those human characteristics. An anchor character doesn't mean that that person is a perfect human being that never steps any wrong. But what it does mean is that the more mistakes that that person does make because we relate to them so much, it actually makes them even more relatable. It makes them more human. That, for me, is the number one argument around why reality TV is so addictive. It's so addictive because we see the human flaws, the human thinking, and we also see a particular worldview that is filtered through one person and exactly the way that they see things, through their insecurities, through their shortcomings, through the areas where they've failed to heal. And our whole desire is to be on this journey with them to see if they're actually going to make a choice to better themselves, to start a new chapter, or to ignite that courage to move into something new.